What's up, guys? Alright, sorry, I've been gone, guys. I haven't been as active as I should be. So I figured today I'd go ahead and post some UJ trades I've taken. This is what this channel's all about. You know, I'm just going to be going over trades that I've taken in the past and hearing myself with a voiceover to look back and see my progression. This is trades I've put in my chat. Other people took it with me. I actually have my buddy with me right now. I'm going to show you receipts to let you know that I'm not lying. Like these are trades that I actually did take, and I'm going to go into them in a little bit. I'm going to pull up the live charts. But I haven't traded for a week now because I'm actually looking for a new broker. My last broker had a candle formation that was not on any other charts from my other trader buddies. And the new broker that I was going to go with, they take 3% on withdrawals and 3% on deposits, which is already a 6% like drawdown. And to me, that's a little bit too much, a little unfair for the traders. So I'm in the search for a broker right now. If you guys know any good brokers for the US, please email me. I'll link my email at the end of the video. And we'll get to the UJ trades in a bit. On the live charts, I'll show you exactly why I took the trades, when I took the trades, and let me show you some of the receipts. Give me a moment. Alright, let me zoom in so you can see. UJ. Small lot size, guys. Small lot size. I'm all about risk management. See? Small lot size. This was the buy. That was the buy order. I don't have the sell order. I didn't take a screenshot of it. It was like, I believe 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, I didn't take any screenshots of it, and I don't have my broker anymore. I don't have any accounts open at the moment. I'm still looking for a broker. So please, please, please email me with good brokers for US that don't try and treat their traders wrong. And please make sure they're fixed spreads. I prefer fixed spreads. And just to prove to you guys that this is true, I have my buddy here. I have my buddy over here who took the UJ trade with me. Got the receipts? Right here. Alright. Here's the UJ. Ready? This was the buy. I'm going to show you the buy once we get to the live charts. Don't worry, guys. These are going to make sense. UJ. UJ. $812. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, that was a trade I gave to one of my buddies. He's been trading with me for about a month now, showing him the ropes, giving him some calls. He's up like $2,200, so he's happy. But let's jump to the live charts now. Alright, guys, thank you. Alright, guys, so we're here on the trades that I took about 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to give you guys some reasons on why I took this trade on UJ and why I gave some other people a little insight on what trades to take. So looking at the daily chart, actually let's take a bigger picture. Let's go ahead and jump up to the weekly. So on the weekly, you could see we have a strong support zone over here where price has been previously bounced off of several times. So I went ahead and put a strong support zone right in this level, and I saw prices making lower highs, but it's failing to make lower lows. So basically what this means is price is respecting its downtrend while respecting a support level. So price is basically going nowhere, almost in a range. So I filled in my downtrend, my support, and some other possible support areas where price could go if broken through. So jumping up to the daily, you can see price is respecting the downtrend very well. You have the first bounce, swing down, swing up. Didn't quite make it, not enough buying momentum to make it back up to the trend, but definitely an attempt. You have a perfect pin bar, possible short if I was watching this pair at the moment, of course. I wasn't. This was not the trade I took, but I'll get into the one I took. Then price fell, and it fell, and it fell, and it landed right on my support zone and bounced it right off. And it came up, not enough buying momentum to reach the trend line, but we'll give this trend line a cushion. So we could say it basically kind of reached the zone. And it fell. And it fell down to my support zone over here with a strong bullish wick, and price was off to the races. Now this is when I started watching the pair. On the second bounce, you can see this is a double bottom here, kind of like a U formation. Price came down, made the first leg, pulled back, dropped, you got a bullish wick, and price was off. I tried to short this pair over here, but I had a pending that never got triggered, so I just went ahead and deleted it after the next candle. I knew it was too soon to short, so I canceled that order. Normally when I put a pending and the next candle doesn't trigger me in, or at least the second candle, I'll delete it, because at that point I feel like I'm gonna be wrong, because when I go short, I go strictly off of momentum coming into the market. So if the next candle is another indecision candle or not enough selling or buying momentum, depending on which way I'm trading, I will go ahead and delete the order. So this one was a no-go for me. Never got triggered. This is where I had this price right here, the 110.538 zone. This was my short area, which I deleted. Then I was just watching this pair periodically, and I saw price approaching its downtrend from the weekly and making no attempts, very poor attempts, to pull down to the support area. So I knew I wanted to go short. I was just waiting on the perfect catalyst to go short. So let's go ahead. This is when I was really intrigued on this pair. On this first pin bar, I had my eyes peeled. I was watching this pair like a hawk. So came up, rejection on support, fell, made a double bottom, and reversed up, tapped the trend line, made a perfect pin bar with a heavy bearish wick. Well, not too heavish, but it was definitely a rejection. Then this showed up right here, the second pin bar. I knew for a fact I had multiple check marks to go short. Every time I take a trade, I need at least 3 check marks to verify my opinion. 1, the daily is getting rejected on its weekly downtrend. 2, the moving averages were pinching. I know this is more of a bullish cross, but normally I don't really go off of a bullish cross or a bearish cross. I just use them to like gauge in dying of momentum or a certain momentum shift from sellers to buyers or buyers to sellers. So 1, we're getting rejected on weekly trend. 2, moving averages are pinching. 3, we have a perfect pin bar, something I learned from my mentor, Samuel Morton. I got in touch with him. On the last video, I wasn't sure if I could put his name out, but me and him talked, and he said that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead, and this was something I got more like verification on pin bars, because before I met up with Samuel and was mentored by him, I was already trading pin bars. But after I realized another professional trader is trading pin bars rather than the source I saw them from, it gave me 10 times more confidence in this strategy. And to be honest with you guys, pin bars are one of the greatest catalysts for me to take a position. Now, here was a little bit tricky because if you would have took a short on the first pin bar, you would have been stopped out depending on where you put your stop loss. Normally with pin bars, I like to put my stop loss above the high or previous high, depending on my risk management, the percent that I'm risking per trade. But this one I didn't take. I normally don't like to take small pin bars because, I mean, they look great and all, but they don't seem to work. And you have more of a wick, even though it seems a little crazy, because you'd be risking more. They seem to work better. But if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. That's fine. Just go back test it and you'll see for yourself. Everything I'm saying here, do not just say, he said this, so I'm going to go do it. No, don't do that. It doesn't work like that. You guys need to go back test and see it for yourself. Because that's what I did. I would hear people say something they do, but I wouldn't believe them. I would go and back test for hours, take hundreds of trades, and come up with my own answer if it works or not. So this pin bar to me was perfect. I'm not going to go over the reasons why this pin bar was perfect, but this is where I went short. Let me pull up my short position. My trade looks something like this. My first take profit was these targeted consolidation zones. I didn't take the first one because it quite didn't give me the correct risk management risk reward I wanted. It was below a 1R, so I didn't even consider the first consolidation zone. So I went ahead and drawed it around this consolidation zone over here, and let's see what happened. I was triggered on the next candle. No drawdown whatsoever. I was very happy with this, the way this trade went. This is how I take trades. I wait for the next candle to trigger me, especially when they're like this. This shows a lot of momentum being tagged into the market. If the next candle would have been an indecision or a lack of volume coming in, I would consider my position. So let's proceed. The next candle was indecision. I was in this trade. I remember exactly what was going through my head. The risk reward was around here, and I was very iffy about this pair because indecision for me is a transition of power. So when I see bearish momentum coming to a indecision, I see buyers coming in and vice versa. So when I noticed this, I was iffy to hold my position. I'm going to be honest with you guys. What I did was tighten my stop, which I don't recommend doing all the time. I tightened my stop on it to the last candle, the previous one, to that high. So I wasn't risking as much, so it kind of leveled out my RR ratio. So it kind of made sense to me to do that. That way I could kind of get like a 1R out of it, but don't do that. That was a learning experience for me. I don't do this often. So the next candle traded lower. So I was now sitting around, let's see what this was. I was sitting at a 3R with my stop in the previous candle high. And then it traded another indecision. Now, this is where I got out. It was a novice move on my part because I need to learn how to hold my positions longer. But that's besides the fact, because this was a very well trade if I would have stayed in. And I'll show you guys the receipts if I could find them to show you I actually did take these trades. Because I'm not just sitting here cherry picking out trade setups and saying I took them. These are trades that I actually took. People in my group took these trades. One of my other buddies took the same exact position as me. Actually, two of them. So I'm even with a buddy of mine in the group chat, and I'll show you his receipt as well to show you I'm not faking these. So this is where I got out, and that's the honest truth. I got out right here, but I should have stayed in. Let's see what happens. Okay, traded even lower. Let's go on. Now, if I was still in this trade, I definitely would have exited because now I have a bullish signal and then an indecision showing that bearish momentum is dying out. That to me is a signal that I may maybe move to break even or lock in some profits. The way I look at the markets is your stop loss should not be your exit strategy. Too many people allow the market to take their stop loss for them to exit. Guys, this is the wrong approach. The whole approach to this game is to preserve your capital and stay in as long as you can. So what I do for me that protects my stop loss from getting hit on most trades is I look at structure on smaller time frames. If I'm looking at the daily, I'll drop down to the 4 hour. If I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'll drop down to the 1 hour. Even if I'm on the daily, I'll drop down to the 1 hour. And I'll see structure for potential reversals. Now, be careful with doing that because it could signal false reversals and you'll exit a trade early, which would have happened here. So that's something you need to be careful with. Your stop loss should never be your exit strategy. You should have a plan A before going to your stop loss, which should be your plan B. So if I was still in this trade, I would have moved to break even, but I got out on the second indecision candle. It was still a little bit of profit, good amount of pips. So I mean, profit's profit at the end of the day, and I was still risking more than I was going to lose potentially. And let's go on. Price proceeded to go lower. Now, when price was approaching my support zone, I had this chart pulled up to the top of my list, and I was watching it every single day. Watching the 4 hour, watching the hourly, seeing what's going on. So I was waiting to go long on this pair. I saw this zone is very strong. You have a previous bounce, previous double bottom off of this zone, and it was approaching it again. I was looking to go long depending on a catalyst to go long. I don't just place a buy stop or a sell stop on a zone hoping it's going to bounce or such and such. I wait for price to tell me what it wants to do on this zone. That's another problem I see with a lot of traders is they'll go ahead and just put a pending order in on a support level or resistance level or off of a trend for a bounce. And I believe that's wrong because price does not care about your zone. It will blow past your zone with no problem. That's why you need to look at price when it's on your zone, and it'll tell you what it wants to do. It'll tell you if it wants to bounce. It'll tell you if it wants to go through. That is one of the biggest things and the most not well educated things in Forex market is the lack of I want to say price action or candle use, like understanding candles, guys, and what these wicks actually mean and what's actually going on inside of these candles on your zone, of course. So let's proceed. Price is approaching, and right here, let me delete this. I was ready to long this pair, but not yet. I will show you guys exactly where I went long. Let's leave this here. Alright, cool. Boom, right there. This is what I mean by using like price as a catalyst to take a position. Here we have a perfect pin bar on a strong weekly support zone off the daily. The pin bar didn't go too deep into the support and use it as resistance or vice versa, whatever. But price came. As soon as it touched this, it had major rejection and it closed as a perfect pin bar. So this was where I went long. That was my entry. Stop loss was right at the low of the candle right there. And I was targeting these highs. The first zone of possible rejection, the highs. Because for it to go trade this high, it's going to have to create a new high, right? So that's where I had my potential first take profit or move to break even. Let's see what happens. I was in. The next candle triggered me in. Everything looks good. And I was out. Hit my take profit. I left with a 1.7. 1.7R. It's a decent trade. I could have extended a little bit further, but I see here prices under my 200 SMA, and we're still in a downtrend. So when I'm going against the trend, I'm normally just in and out. I don't try to hold a long in a downtrend unless the price is extended way beyond the trend. So here was a long in a weekly downtrend. So I wasn't very fond of that. So I took my profit and I was happy. Also, the moving averages were starting to pinch again. Like I said, we were under the 200. And price went up and instantly rejected right here. As expected. It kind of used my SMAs as dynamic support and resistance. And good thing I closed out this position. I would have been stopped out. Definitely, yep. This is one of my favorite trades that I've taken. I wish I held them longer, but not the long. I wish I held the short longer. Because the short was a potential. Let's see what it would have been. I would have got it to the lows over here. Short would have been at a 6.5R. I could still be in the short too if I had just held. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I like to be safe than sorry, and I'm all about preserving my capital. So I'm always going the safer route, even though sometimes it's better to be a little bit aggressive. But that's just my style. So I took a short at the top, took a long at the bottom, called it a day. I was happy. So this was my trade on UJ. My next video I want to go over a trade I took on Euro JPY. Let's see this chart. These are some back tests I got. This was the short actually I took. Delete this long. This was the short I took right here. I guess we'll just go over it now. I was gonna save it for next video, but might as well. This was my trade off EJ. I see from the weekly chart I had my zones drawn. As soon as I saw this rejection over here, I had a zone drawn in. I saw the 200 SMA above price, and it was being rejected on the 200 SMA. So I knew I wanted to go short. I just needed to find an entry. So I dropped down to the daily, and off the daily I saw this beautiful pin bar. It was more of like a continuation pin bar on the potential trend, short, the downtrend. We have a swing up, pull it down, create a low, swing up, and it made a lower high. This is when I was interested. It made the lower high, but not only did it make the lower high, it made a perfect pin bar on the lower high. So I went ahead and put a short in and hit my take profit with a long signal. I could have took it, I didn't, but even if I didn't have a take profit on this, I would have got out on this trade, because this for me is a buy signal. You have the 50 SMA rejection right here with a beautiful pin bar. The SMAs are spreading apart, showing some buying momentum. Also, prices above the 200 SMA. So this was a short I took on EJ. It was a decent trade. It was a 1.6. Actually a 1.7 RR, but those were my trades on yen for the previous trades I just took. I'm not trading. I haven't traded for a week now because I'm looking for a broker. The broker I had how do I put this? A candle formation that wasn't supposed to be there. I compared it to other people in my chat, and none of them had that candle formation. So I went ahead and I closed that account, and I opened another one with I don't want to say any names because I'm not here to put any company down, but I opened up another one, and they were taking 3% for deposits and 3% for withdrawals. So right there you're paying 6%, which is, to me, a little bit too much. It's taking advantage of their traders. It's a little unfair. So I'm actually looking for a new broker at the moment. I think I found the one. If you guys email me, I'll let you know my choice, which one I go with. And I'm based here in the US, so I have limited choices for brokers. All the good brokers are in UK. You UK traders are spoiled. You guys got all the good brokers and platforms over there. But over here in the US, it's a little bit of a struggle for us. We got to really go in deep on trying to find a good broker. And the problem with too many traders is everybody does the same thing. Ben uses this broker, Jerry uses this broker, well, I guess I gotta use this broker now. These people don't even do their research. They just go off of other people's words, and they'll say, oh, well, he takes this broker and he goes with this broker, so I'm gonna do the same, without even researching. I was informed that this broker is regulated, and it's one of the best brokers, and I went ahead and did my own research. It's not even regulated. That's the problem with people. They take other people's words. Everyone was saying it's regulated, based in the US. It's not even in the US. See what happens when you do your own research? You see stuff that's not even what you heard. It's like, oh, my friend told me the sky's red, so the sky's red, and I'm going to go tell everyone it's red, without even going outside to check for myself. That's a big problem. And especially for picking a broker, guys, this is someone that's going to have control of your capital. He's going to be watching every single trade you do. Don't you think it's quite important to do pretty in-depth research on your broker? Depending is going to be like your bank almost. Alright guys, so this is all I got for you today. Stay tuned. I'm going to be posting a lot more. I'm sorry I haven't been posting much, but I'll be more active. Alright guys, take care. Safe trading.
Bring it back.